Ja, wij zijn live. That's good. Hello, you're in Het Goede Boek Leuven. I'm William, and this is Yade Kenedy.
Hi.
Yade has written a book. She's self-published the book, and we're here to talk about it today. So, Yade's originally from Ethiopia, and she's been living in Belgium for over 12 years now.
Yes.
And she wrote this mini book with hopes that people would find that they could identify with it. We're going to talk about that in a bit. She's been really grateful for the opportunities, especially to get this book out there. So we hope that you're taking interest in the book. You'll have fun reading the book, and it'll make you think about things. So, thoughts and feelings of a girl you don't know. And wow, big letters, you don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah. Yade?
Yade?
Yade, do you want to be known?
A little bit. I want to be known for as someone who is herself, but I don't want to be known as my personal stuff.
Okay.
I want to stay a mystery, but
Okay.
also not hard to get.
Okay.
So it's a yes and no.
A yes and no.
Yeah.
You didn't write the book to become well-known, famous, or people to look at your personal life?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
And yet, the book is really personal.
It is personal.
It really makes you vulnerable. You've put really personal stuff out there.
Yeah, the book contains a lot of insecurities, a lot of strength, a lot of note to self memos, a lot of deep thought feelings that I wanted to share with people, but thought I'm just going to share it with myself and with my phone. So a lot of personal stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I think your process of writing is interesting. As I read the book, as I looked at the book, I wouldn't have fully understood or imagined. You wrote this book on your phone.
Yes, I wrote some sentences, some thoughts, some feelings while sitting in the bus, in the bathroom, just walking around, eating, things that randomly popped up, or also things that I've been thinking for a long time that I thought I need to put this down, and it helped. It helped me.
Okay. A bit self-diagnosis therapy.
Yes, I was kind of my own friend, my own ear.
Okay.
And just like one day I thought, why not dump all these thoughts and feelings in a book, because they're out there, and I'm sure that people think or feel some feelings or thoughts that I've put in the book. So why not share to the people and find someone who can relate to it?
Okay. Now, you made a promise to yourself.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago or so.
About 2 years. So this book has been in process for almost 2 years now, or more than 2 years. When I wanted to write it on my laptop, I always get tired. So I close my laptop and I'll say, I'll do tomorrow, but I never did it tomorrow. And I think a month or two before now, I went to Ethiopia, and I came in February back to Belgium. So then I thought, what is stopping me? I'm just gonna put this, in a book. I'm not gonna think about what other people will say about it, because there are a lot of things that would make people think, well, a lot harder, or criticize about why I put some words in particular ways. But I thought, I need to do it for myself. I'm not gonna talk about it with a lot of people. So one day I was like, I have to do it. I sat down, I prayed about it, of course, for God to give me the strength to actually do it and go forward with it. And I contacted some people, well, one person actually, and I prayed to God that He will make a way. And thank God this man was very friendly. He did help me through a lot of the process to get this done. But I actually did it just to prove to myself that I did something that I wanted to do for so long, and I'm happy that I did it. I can say to myself now, you did it.
You did it.
I did it.
And you did it. And I've read it.
Yeah.
How many people have read your book?
I think I've sold could be 15.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
But do you know if they've read it? Just because they bought it doesn't mean they've read it.
That's true. The ones that I'm sure of are maybe like 6.
Okay.
Because people tend to ask me, do you mind talking about some of them?
Okay.
And I don't mind. And there's only one person that I actually sat down with, and she asked me, what do you mean by this?
Except for me.
Except for you.
Yeah. I've asked you questions you never thought you'd get asked, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. I just want to show people the book. Now, the book's got space for people to write notes. It's really an interaction. This is Yade saying, do you walk the way I walk? Do you think the way I think? If so, put your own stuff down. Maybe that's the beginning of your book. It could have a page where it's just react and keep fighting. So it's not a book that's going to be hard to read. It's not going to take you long to read, but you might reread it.
Yes.
I could see you putting this beside your bed or having it in your bag or something,
Yeah.
pulling it out to encourage yourself. I'm not alone.
I'm not alone.
That's really part of the message.
Yeah, I'm just, with the blank spaces, I wanted to make this book my book, but also the book of the readers.
Yeah.
So it's just our book. You can put your thoughts and feelings in it, and it just becomes our book.
This is an exceptional page because not many of the pages have a bullet or something, but I understand what's behind it. This page says, to do today, try not to get depressed. And what a place to start. I know that we didn't talk about starting here.
No.
But it's like, this is my to-do list. Try not to get depressed.
Yeah.
This book talks about loneliness.
It does.
It's almost as if you're trying to tell yourself, don't be lonely, you're not alone. Mm-hmm. And yet you bring God into it, your friend is in it. It's sometimes hard to know who's talking in this book.
Exactly. It's all over the place. Some are just note to myself. Some are meant to tell a friend. Some are just me speaking to God. And some, like I said, it's just note to self. With the depression part, was just note to myself. That was like my actual to-do list.
Okay.
Was just get out. I mean, in the morning, I tell myself, try not to get depressed.
Okay.
And there is a box next to it
Yes.
to cross off. So sometimes I can actually cross off at night when I'm thinking like, okay, today it was a good day and I did not stay in bed longer than I wanted to or intended to. So then I got depressed today and just cross off. Nope.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of accomplishment in here. I mean, the book itself is an accomplishment.
Thank you.
But also, some of the statements are accomplishments. They're a recognition of a struggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you read this book, you can actually just read my mind. It's very chaotic. But I like it that way. It makes people think. And people don't put a certain name on it, on how I am. That makes it very interesting and makes it very different. But it does talk a lot about what my heart wants. Because I think one of the quotes that I put there was, if my heart had a language. I think that's one of my favorite, because with this chaotic stuff, I don't always say what I have in my heart or in my mind. So if my heart had a language, I don't know how it would sound.
I want anybody who's watching the interview to know what you're hearing from Yade right now is more explanation than you're going to get in the book. The book is more provocative than descriptive or explanative. If you've been in her position in any way, shape, or form, something's going to resonate with you. But you're going to be distracted by all kinds of other things too that maybe you don't understand.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
It is.
And it is okay to not be understood or to not understand these things, because I think you will understand some things later on when you are when you actually are in a situation where it can connect. So it's really a book that you just can't read all of it and then just put it somewhere. It's like even on my way here, I just grabbed it and I just turned a page and I read it, and it still speaks to me.
You.
And I mean, I wrote it. I know what I meant, but it still spoke me. So it's not a book that you can get over.
Okay.
Over it just like that.
I'm going to ask you what you meant or what you were thinking about a particular passage here. We didn't discuss this previously. We discussed a lot previously, but not this.
But not this. So I'm excited.
Yeah. We did talk about one that actually is hard to read, and I want to mention. So first of all, the book is mostly in English. That's why the interview's in English.
Yeah.
That's not your mother tongue, really.
No.
And actually, there's a lot of Dutch in here. So for a non-Dutch speaker, some of the pages they're gonna need to do some translation or something.
Yes, Google Translate.
Yeah, I mean that's possible.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll get it then. But yeah, mostly in English, smatterings of Dutch, but nothing of your actual mother tongue.
Yeah. I actually don't think in Amharic. I count in Amharic in my head, but thinking, I don't do much.
Okay.
In Amharic. I think I mostly think in English, which is very weird because it's not my mother language. But I think that's one of the things that people have who speak multiple languages. Is that I think in almost 3 languages. I speak in 3 languages. So it's just chaos over there. They're just flying all around.
Yeah, and still I came away a bit encouraged. You said that the picture on this is not helder, niet duidelijk. It's not clear, and yet it is obvious that it's you.
Yeah.
To me, at least.
Well, I've got people like not everybody got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some people.
If you can see the cover, no matter if it's frontwards or backwards, I don't know. Probably it's correct because it's looking at us. It's not in portrait mode.
They
But
can see it.
so they'll be able to see the front and back of the book. But yeah, it's mysterious.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted because it's really thoughts and feelings of a girl you don't know. Even the people that know me don't know the feelings and my feelings and thoughts.
Now they will.
Now they will a bit. It's a little glimpse of how it goes over my head. But somebody asked me. I mean, I told them just look at the cover and tell me what you think. Because that represents me. I'm not wearing hoop earrings today, but I usually
you do, huh?
Yeah. And someone said that the cover that they thought, like those pictures that you get in therapy, and they put out.
Yes, yes.
What do you see?
Yeah.
That's like just in
Ink
random.
blots.
Yes.
They thought that was what that was.
Yeah.
Because it's a symmetrical.
Yes.
Oh.
It's only when you see the back that you get more.
Further perspective on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe because I was in Chicago, maybe because I have many African friends, actually.
Maybe, yeah.
I saw the picture. I knew it was your silhouette.
Yes.
So you wrote here in the middle of the book, I believe that Jesus was afraid and excited to suffer at the same time. The suffering was unimaginable, but he knew where he was going to and what it would mean. Why is that in the book? It's not a normal thing in the book.
No.
So what this is one of the most clear statements in the book, and I don't want to say it's shocking, but it's interesting. It's a new take. Why is that here?
I was actually afraid to put that there because I might get a lot of reactions, especially when it doesn't say anything about the excitement part or the afraid part in the Bible. I was thinking that people would come and say, you're wrong, it doesn't say in the Bible. But again, the title is Thoughts and Feelings. But I am a Christian, and I wanted to, I'm out there with it. I don't hide it or anything. And I try to talk to God lots of times and try to take moments where so that I can hear Him speak to me. And this is just a thought that I got. I mean, Jesus was being tortured, and He even said, you know, take my, I think, yoke away.
Yeah.
He was not like happy to die.
Take this cup from me. He said to his father.
Yes, and he was not like excited to die because he was suffering. So the afraid part was just of the suffering that he knew that he was going to get, you know, and the
it's the cup of wrath, actually. I think, or a cup of blood.
Yes, and I mean, it's he was an innocent man, and he went through all that for nothing, and he could have stopped it for the. I mean, he has power. He is power, but he didn't. He went through it. But the excitement part was, I mean, he knew what it all could lead. We're here today because of that. So that excitement part was, I mean, he knew he had to do it. It was the plan of God all along, and he went through it because he just had faith in God that it would happen.
You sound sometimes like a suffering person in the book. But you also sound positive. It's as if you're saying, I can suffer because Jesus suffered, because my suffering, Yade's suffering, isn't for nothing.
It's not for nothing.
Is that what you think?
Yeah. I think that suffering brings us somewhere, actually closer to God, usually. If you can see where you can get to God, of course, you can, or you can just get bitter and, you know, walk away from God. That's, but I think the suffering, it's a test to bring us closer to Him, and in every suffering there's something good about.
Wow, that's a big statement.
Yeah, I mean,
a really positive statement.
Yeah.
and yet, that's not, the book isn't a get happy book. It really is showing also the difficult side of things.
Yes.
The struggle.
The struggles.
Without any answer or happiness sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes we don't need answers. Some things don't have answers. And some things, some feelings or thoughts will come back. They will come back, some of them. But no, some, I don't have all the answers.
If you buy this book from Yade, I would suggest, if you buy it for yourself, then you've watched the interview most likely. If you buy it for somebody else, especially a teenager who might be struggling, I would encourage you to have them watch this interview, because this interview will help. It's kind of like the footnotes to the book.
Yeah, like it's like what you put on the back.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked already about that it's chaotic. I likened it personally to modern art or stream of consciousness, even maybe not as crazy as James Joyce, but definitely wondering where it's going and where it's coming from. Do you need to be understood?
Not at all.
Okay.
Because I sometimes don't understand myself, so I'm not going to expect people to understand me. As long as I know my identity in Christ, which is something that I am trying to know more and more. But no, I don't expect people to understand me, and I also don't want people to understand me fully.
Okay.
I would
it's that
like
mysterious woman again.
Yes, I would like
the
to
one
say,
in the picture here.
Yes. I want to be like everywhere, but yet nowhere.
Okay. That's a statement. There's a few quotes in the book. Actually, there's two quotes in the book. One is your best friend.
Yes.
And the other is a woman I don't know, but you say she's famous. Can you tell me about these two quotes? Let me see if I can find. The first one I found is your best friend. She knows she's in the book.
She knows she's in the book.
And you've quoted her, your best friend. Some people really don't know who you are. They should ask me first.
Yeah.
What's it? Why?
Well.
Why is that here?
Ghislaine is my best. I mean, I don't know. Friend doesn't even describe what she is to me. She's really important to me, and she actually sees and understands me without I say something. And we were talking about something, and I was telling her that what people did or thought of me, I don't remember what exactly it was. And then she was really shocked, and she said, some people really don't know you. They should ask me first. And I was just, for me, like she knew me better than I know myself.
Wow.
So whenever, it just really spoke out to me, because when she said that, I was like, wow, okay, there is a level of connection that I have with her that I just can't describe it. And yeah, like I said, she knows me better than I sometimes know myself.
It really makes... I didn't get that the first time I read through the book. Now that I got it, I could see that could really make somebody jealous. That you have something really precious.
Yeah, and it doesn't, nothing is forced with her and I.
Okay.
We could not talk for a month. No problem.
Okay.
We could talk every day, no problem. There is something mutual about our relationship, something very non-toxic.
Okay.
About she and I, and we just understand each other.
The other is from Xenia Glass. Xenia Glass. Sometimes you go faster by slowing down, and that means a lot to you, apparently.
Yeah,
She does not know her quotes in the book,
no.
which is okay. You're allowed.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I quoted her.
Sometimes you go faster by slowing down.
Yes, this Xenia Glass is a YouTuber, and she's also a writer. And I used to watch her videos. I sometimes do now, and she encourages people, and she's also Christian. And I don't know what the video was about, but that really spoke out to me, because I was not sure if I was gonna put it in my book, because I wanted to be my own thoughts and feelings and my quotes. But it is true what she says. We don't always have to go to the next chapter just yet. Sometimes you just take time, and then that time will help you to go faster the next time. I mean, I've sat with this book for over 2 years, and it was very slow, and after I came back from Ethiopia, it just happened like in a month. A lot of process happened in 1 month than in 2 years. So sometimes you really go faster by slowing down.
Wow. Okay. That could be an encouragement to somebody.
It could be. I hope so.
I'm not going to read out loud. I'll leave that for somebody else to discover. But I do want you to maybe say something about it. And it's in Dutch, and it says validatie, ? Validation. What can you tell us about that?
Well,
it's the longest passage in the whole book.
Yes. I think we all want validation.
What do you mean by that?
Someone to tell us we're doing fine, someone to tell us we look good, or someone to tell us that we're just doing the things right. And I found myself wanting that validation from other people, and it was just like a note to myself saying, you don't need it.
Okay.
Look back and be your own best friend again, and tell yourself that validation that you need to hear from other people. So that was just me asking myself, also telling myself validation, like what is it?
Okay.
Why do you need it? Because we all do, but there is a certain area where you don't have to depend on other people's validation of you. Of course, you need validation. We're human, but it doesn't have to be everything. You can validate yourself.
Okay.
Better sometimes.
Okay.
So that was just a note to myself, / asking myself, / answering myself, about that moment, because it was not like a day or something. It was like really weeks that I thought, I really need this validation from that one person. Then I thought, no, you have yourself.
Okay.
You have yourself.
We've not discussed it. I think it's maybe I felt uncomfortable going deep into it. There's I saw through the book hints of relationship problems, maybe romantic, maybe not. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it necessarily, because I think whoever reads it, they're going to take it. They can read it for themselves.
Yeah, they put their own story.
Yeah.
And there are I don't think maybe there are maybe one or two that goes about a relationship, but not all.
Okay. So some of it's just relationship with yourself.
Yeah, a lot of it is with myself.
Because I didn't at first, as I looked through it, it was fairly quick and brief, but when you were talking to yourself, maybe sometimes I thought you were talking about a boyfriend or a good friend who had betrayed you or whatever, when in fact you were talking to yourself.
I was talking to myself. I think it's important that we talk to ourselves. I do that a lot. I am my own best friend, and there is a lot of change in me just because I talk to myself. That means that I don't always have to wait on others. I am very independent on that area, that I got myself.
Okay.
I can talk to myself and answer myself. It's not like a thought, it's a conversation. That might be crazy for some people, but it
works for you.
It works for me.
So you call this a mini book. It is a mini book. But you told me when we discussed this earlier that actually there's a lot more material on your phone.
Yes.
You could have put a lot more in. You cut a whole lot out, actually.
A whole lot.
It's very mini book. It could have been more than a mini book, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you cut so much out?
I did not want to force myself. I am trying to do what feels right.
Okay.
And it's very weird to say, but it felt wrong to put everything in one book.
Okay. Oh.
It would have been too much for me. Maybe that's the part that I don't want to let people know all of me.
Okay.
But I think I put the most important ones that I thought I don't mind this going out.
Okay.
They're still very important to me. They're still a conversation worth, but it's on the paper. It doesn't describe me. When you say about validation, I know it will come back, that I will ask validation of others. But I can just open it and say, no, validate yourself. Okay. Loneliness, I am sure that I will feel lonely again, but then I can open it and read it.
Okay.
And be like, okay, it's normal. It's just breathing the same air again, but it's fine.
Okay. Yade said she's coming here on a Saturday, the 20th of May. She'll bring her books. She's willing to talk to people, and she'll be selling her books then and making them available. And if you want to get into a conversation with her about her book or about her or about yourself, I think she's the kind of person that's okay with that.
I don't mind at all. I think you can do nothing wrong with talking.
Okay.
Because I really appreciate people, and I know myself very well, and I won't say things just to make others happy or to get validation of them, because I have that for myself. But I don't mind having a talk about other people, the book, or myself. All questions are welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be on a Saturday here. We'll have more information on our Facebook, on our Instagram. That'll be the 20th of May.
Yes.
Which is 3 Saturdays from now, but not 3 weeks from now, because we're coming up close to a Saturday.
Yeah,
so
in 2 days.
Just about 2 weeks and a bit. A book about accomplishment, a personal book, a book you could relate to, a book you might find yourself in. Yeah, maybe a book for a teenager you know. If you got questions, you can put them in Facebook. Yadi will be looking at that, and she might answer you if you're interested.
Yeah, I will answer you guys.
If they can't make it on the 20th, and they want a book, they don't know you, how could they get that book?
They can
send you an email or something, DM you?
Yeah, an email is also welcome.
Okay.
Or through you guys is also, I mean, if that's okay.
Yeah. How much is this mini book?
It's 10.
10 euros.
Yes.
So if you're living somewhere other than here, you can do the conversion, 10 euros, and all that goes to Yadi. So, okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We hope it helps. Bye.
Bye.